Ladies and gentlemen, happy Madaraka Day again, and welcome to our evening show. And if you're here for the first time, this is Regis Kaman TV, the tallest man in Black Africa. I ask you one thing at this juncture. Start by liking this video, please, please, please. And then you comment as you watch the video. Rigathi Gachagua, the former Madeira Member of Parliament, one-time Member of Parliament, a former DO, and now the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, who is number 2 in command, who is just a heartbeat away from the presidency, has been pleading with Uhuru Kenyatta to be forgiven. But Uhuru Kenyatta has never responded. Uhuru Kenyatta hawajawahi kufungua kile kinywa chake kitukufu kusema jambo hata moja. He has never answered the DP. And in this video, I want us to pose a question to you before we come up with our conclusion, because I want us to come with conclusions. Maybe Uhuru Kenyatta will come across this video and you'll be listening to what all people are saying. The first question I would pose to you: should Uhuru Kenyatta forgive Rigathi Gachagua? So, ladies and gentlemen, here are the some reasons why I strongly believe that Gachagua should not be forgiven. Number 1, Rigathi Gachagua caused too much pain to Uhuru Kenyatta. What about telling the world that the Kenyatta family stole the lands after the country obtained high independence? What about that speech when he was being sworn as the deputy president? He was embarrassed before the whole world. So that is one of the reasons why I strongly believe kuna haja kusamea mtu. Number 2, in my view, for those of you who may not know, Rigathi Gachagua was one time the PA, personal assistance to Uhuru Kenyatta. By that I mean, he knew everything about Uhuru Kenyatta. He was so close. And it is this friendship that was betrayed. So, ladies and gentlemen, Rigathi Gachagua betrayed Uhuru Kenyatta from all standards. And there is nothing that causes pain than betrayal. Usaliti humuuma binadamu kabisa. Ulimuuma mwana Mungu Yesu Kristo. And he said, the person who was going to betray him, that is Judas Iscariot, it were better if he was not born. So that one tells you how painful it is to be betrayed. The other thing is that Rigathi Gachagua actually incited the Gikuyus against Uhuru Kenyatta. Most Gikuyu had no issue with Uhuru Kenyatta, but during the elections, Gachagua incited the sons and daughters of the mountain against their own son. This was wrong in my view. Again, when you look at it, what he did, what he has been doing before he saw the right on his way to Damascus, I think he has been actually on William Samoei Ruto's and not Uhuru Kenyatta's throat. Again, another reason why I believe that Uhuru should not forgive Gachagua is because Gachagua is being selfish. Anakuja wakati ambapo ameumwa shingo na William Samoei Ruto. Anakuja wakati kitubua chake kimeingia mchaga. Anakuja wakati ambapo ameozewa na kidagaa. He is being selfish. I'm sure if they are in good books with William Samoei Ruto, I think hakuna wakati ambapo ungemsikia akisema vile ambavyo anasema. So he's being selfish. Anyway, there are some people who will argue that it is better if the man from Madeira is forgiven. I also believe that there are some benefits of forgiving Rigathi Gachagua. Up to this juncture, if you have watched this video up to this point, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Like the video again and leave a comment. So why should he be forgiven? The following also points are valid. Number 1, forgiving brings a kind of relief. So you see, Uhuru Kenyatta is a bitter man also, and Gachagua is also anazozana na nafsi yake. What is happening to Rigathi Gachagua is that anazozana na nafsi yake. So if he's forgiven by Uhuru Kenyatta, Gachagua will be relieved, and Uhuru Kenyatta will also be relieved of this burden. Because you see, hata pale mwishoni kama ulisikia, uliona Yesu pale msalabani alisema wasamehe, wasamehe, hawajui kile ambacho wanafanya. So what this means is that there is relief in forgiving. There is healing in forgiving. The second reason for forgiving Rigathi Gachagua is that Gikuyus may come together. Gikuyus may come together. If you've been listening to Rigathi Gachagua has been telling Kenyans, just like buffaloes, to walk together. Not that they love each other, but for their own sake, for their own security. So if they come together, unity is strength. A house divided shall never be defeated. Umoja ni nguvu, utengano ni udhaifu. So there is an advantage of forgiving. Because I know there's some Kikuyus who carries a lot of grudge against Rigathi Gachagua. And once this is done, once the forgiveness is done, I strongly believe that unity will not be elusive. The other thing is that when you look at these two leaders, Gachagua is going to benefit most because it is going to increase his political bargaining power. It is going to make Gachagua more powerful. It is going to make Gachagua more attractive to many other leaders who would like to have an alliance with him. So Gachagua is going to benefit a lot. On the other hand, if Gachagua unites with Uhuru Kenyatta, one thing is going to happen, that the enemy on the other side will be a bit careful in dealing with Rigathi Gachagua. Will be somehow be forced to respect Uhuru Kenyatta because he has numbers behind him. He has some people in government behind him. And if you listen again to Rigathi Gachagua, Gachagua kwa Kikuyu alikuwa amesema kwamba kuna kidojoe, kuna kitu najua. Na ni ukweli, having in government, he knows something about William Samoei Ruto. He knows something, and that is why if they come together, kile ambacho kinaweza kutokea ni kwamba even Uhuru Kenyatta will not be very, very much vulnerable. Because you see, if Gachagua is on the other high, is uniting with William Samoei Ruto and they decide to attack Uhuru Kenyatta, sasa unaona hata kule kuvamiwa kwa shamba la Uhuru Kenyatta kulitokana na swala kama hili. Because you see, the government knows that the Kikuyus are not speaking in one voice. Again, I think it is also going to help Gachagua because people like Dede Nyoro, people like Kimani Ichung'wah, people like Moses Kuria, people like Anne Waiguru, the Kenyatta governor, and others, all those who have been disrespecting the DP, will be forced to respect him. That is what is likely to happen. But what are the conditions? I would advise the Kikuyu elders to give these conditions to Rigathi Gachagua if unity is to be achieved, if forgiveness is to be achieved. Number one, he should be forced to bring about 500 bulls to be slaughtered as a sacrifice, to be eaten by the Kikuyu elders, to be eaten by men and women of the mountain. It should look like a ceremony. It should not just be forgiving. Let it be ceremonial. Iwe ni pale kama zamani, unajua zamani kulikuwa na dudu. Clans or elders from various clans would come together and form a dudu. And this dudu is the one that would come up with the solution. So the dudu would arbitrate the Kikuyu's differences. It was like the judiciary. So this one, if there are bulls to be slaughtered, it would be very, very good for the people of the mountain. And it will look like it is ceremonial. Sio kitu ambacho ati Uhuru amuke siku moja aseme nimekusamea. Number two, Gachagua should be forced to buy all the sheep that were lost in the northern farm. Whatever means he's going to do, tuone buzi wakirejeshwa kule shamba la mstaafu Uhuru Kenyatta kule Ruiru. Let's see the sheep being taken back there. Let's see people going back there, led by Rigathi Gachagua and his supporters, to go and plant trees in the northern farm, kwa sababu tuliona kusema kweli kule kuchoma the whatever, the plants, the trees in the northern farm was wrong in my view. The pictures of the fire are still etched in our minds. The memories of goons culling sheep on their back, loading them in pickups, probox, is still fresh in our mind. So let the sheep be taken back. And once that is done, I think Gachagua should then be forced by the Gikuyu elders to hold a very huge political rally at Uhuru Park. People should be invited from all walks of life, like we saw it in Uhuru 3, iwe kubwa kama kuliko hiyo. And in that meeting, Gachagua be forced to declare that Uhuru is the kingpin of the mountain, and whatever direction Uhuru Kenyatta is going to give the people of the mountain, that is what we are going to follow. He should acknowledge Uhuru Kenyatta as the kingpin of the mountain. And then Uhuru Kenyatta should actually go around Rigathi Gachagua akimzunguka with a fly whisk. Maji yatupwa kila mahali as a sign of life, and a tree planted in Mukurueni wa Nyagathaga, the original home of Mugikuyu. Guys, that is my take. I don't know what you think, but from where I sit, it is not easy. From where I sit, Rigathi Gachagua needs to do more than he is doing. Till next time, adios.